It's Friday.
It sure is, girl. And I'm turned up. Not from the show.
Welcome back to our channel.
Hi, everybody. Hi, America.
Dior.
I'm IJ.
We have a review for you today for Put a Ring on It. We're on season 2, episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the episode everyone was waiting for.
Girl,
They gave us a sneak peek last week. And I mean, we couldn't wait to see.
I couldn't wait. Like, I was working out and I got my cell phone and was watching it on my cell phone, being like, all right, it's about to happen. It's about to happen. And it didn't happen.
It was so disappointing. I mean, it happened to Java at the end of the episode, and it was basically the same thing they already showed us in the preview. So it was lackluster. Stop doing this to us. Like, you need to start off from the jump with what we want to see and give us
Amen.
Whole hour.
Yes. I was so disappointed. I wanted to see Lexi go off on him. I wanted to see that.
Even the girl, she could have went off on him. Like, something.
Yeah.
Let's rewind before we get let's talk about
go back.
Couples, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we had dates today. Only 2 couples went out on dates, right?
Correct.
Or 2 people from the couples went out on dates. So we had Eric and Leilani first. So Leilani comes over to the house. Jessica answers the door. They compliment each other. I feel like Jessica gives off insecure vibes.
Completely.
And she explained why later, why she has insecurities, but it just hurts me. Like when I see women, especially beautiful women, just feeling so insecure and going over the top to kind of compensate for their insecurities. And
right. I felt bad for her because the other lady was just like, whatever. She didn't even care.
Not at all.
And Eric looked like he was just enjoying that date a bit too much, right?
Yes. So, just at the house, Jessica talks to Leilani. She sits her down. They take shots.
In one of her glasses with her on the body, on the shot glass. I was like, girl, get yourself some.
Who has shot glasses of themselves in a bikini?
Mine would not look like that, but okay.
A whole little suit to hide extra pants. But so they go out on a date. Eric seems to really like her.
Yeah, he really was into her, feeling her, wasn't he though?
Very touchy-feely too.
Mm-hmm.
But he looked a little bit uncomfortable. Like, I guess not like she was invading his personal space, but just that he didn't trust himself with her.
I think that it was because they were on camera and he knew that this would be seen later, and he needed to be like, I need to behave myself if me and Jessica stay together because this might cause issues later. The other lady didn't care. She was into him, it felt like, But I was like, go ahead and get your beauty line on TV, girlfriend. Go ahead. Yeah, she has a beauty line.
Oh, did she say
skincare line? Yeah, she's a skincare line. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, okay, I see you. But, I kept, every time they pictured him, I kept seeing his bald head.
Oh, it was worse this time because like it was just like this little spot. But then they showed him from the back and it was like a whole circle, like just, bruh, let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
They say, go over to Sally's. They have this fiber thing that you can sprinkle on your head and it makes you look like you got hair.
It's a what?
It's this fiber stuff that you sprinkle on your head and it makes you look like you got hair.
But it's not like, it doesn't make your hair grow or anything?
No, it just makes you look like you got hair.
I was going to say, I might use some.
No, girl, your hair is on point, believe me. But, so I almost felt like he was going to go out with her again. Like there was something there between them, right? Or am I wrong?
You think when they go back into the circle, he's gonna pick to go? Well, this is his second day with her, so you think he's gonna pick a third date?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could see it, but yeah, I don't know. I could see it. I can't tell what he's looking for exactly, you know?
Yeah, I feel like he's looking for somebody that can communicate with him, that can talk to him, make him feel special. There's a connection. They look good. He's looking for the whole package, just not with Jessica. Yeah, that's what I think. But overall, their date was okay.
That was it.
Uh-huh. What do you think about Jessica's time spent with Dr.
Oh,
Nicole?
so that's so Dr. Nicole talks about, or Jessica talks about, like kind of how Eric dismisses her. Like she could say something and he'll tell her that no, you're not telling the truth, or that's not true, you're lying. And I can understand how she feels because I've felt like that in a relationship before, where it's like no matter what I said, it was just dismissed, and it makes you
Mhm.
feel like you know unappreciated. So I can understand that, but it was interesting that Dr. Nicole said she witnessed her doing the same thing to him.
Right.
Like that is the ultimate toxic relationship where it's like tit for tat. And I think didn't she say she was kind of trying to take his lead on how the relationship will go instead of being vulnerable herself and saying like, hey, this is, you know, this hurts me or I don't like when you do that. She just kind of reacts in the same way that he reacts.
Right. It is hard to be vulnerable. It is hard to be vulnerable. But at some point,
The women, because you feel like you could get taken advantage of.
right.
For men, I think that they see it as being less masculine, but for a woman, it makes you susceptible for someone to take advantage of you.
Right.
Use your insecurities or the things that you're vulnerable about against you.
Right. 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 And I think that's how Jessica feels.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she feels that way from the stories that she told when she was younger, where she felt that she was bullied in school because of the way she looked and her hair.
I mean, almost everyone.
I mean, I was bullied in school. I was bullied in school. I was bullied until I fought back and took control. I mean, like I was severely bullied, you know.
Some people bully you because you may have things that are not, ideal. Like if you have features that are not ideal. Then also some people who are insecure bully you because they're jealous of what you have. So it's just like everyone is susceptible to being bullied. And
Yeah, but she was getting in actual fights, and getting suspended from school. And this kid,
probably because she was saying that because of her hair and her skin color. And I think that she was getting bullied because people were probably jealous of her.
right, right, right. She's a pretty girl.
Hear all of that, that's one of the things. And then they pick on you when you have glasses, like I did, and your hair is not straightened, and so it doesn't matter. You're gonna get bullied, and I just think that parents need to kind of teach their children how to
Deal with it.
deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, when I got bullied, I had to learn how to deal with it, which was ended up me fighting the person, but it made me feel stronger inside and it stopped the bullying. But everybody gets bullied. Everybody goes through a rough childhood. Everybody has something wrong with their childhood. You have to grow up as an adult and get over it,
Yeah, after a certain age, you just have to, I think, acknowledge like what your feelings are, acknowledge, your experience, and try to figure out ways to cope with it, deal with it, and get over it.
And I know people are like, oh, it's not as easy as it sounds. And I totally agree. It's not as easy as it sounds. Otherwise, we'd all have great relationships, but we all come with baggage. Everybody comes with baggage. It's not saying have a perfect suitcase. It's just know how to pack your clothes in your suitcase so that doesn't spill out into the rest of the world. And that does take time. And I think that's what Jessica and Eric need to work on, is learning how to deal with their past. They've both cheated on each other. They've both not given each other support when each other needed support. It's now either work on it so you can move on with your relationship, or go your separate ways and try to find somebody else that can give you what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And that's basically
I
it.
actually don't think their relationship is going to work. It's just
Me neither.
superficial. It's been that way for too long. I just don't think it's going to work.
And it feels like their relationship is superficial, right?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, is that what you said? Okay. Okay. That's how I feel. I totally agree with you. So, and plus, if you can't tell your man that he needs to either shave his head or get some sprinkle dust on it, then we have an issue, okay? So Jessica's not looking out for her man by not telling him, hey, your hair is not looking good.
You need to make him feel comfortable in his own skin and just say, like, hey, let's let it go. Let's if it doesn't work out, whatever you have left in your hair will grow back. Now,
it sure will.
It hasn't grown back in a while. So, so let it go.
Can I ask you, how did you feel about Sean and Laronda's relationship? Like how Sean is so scared of going out with people because he said he's never been in a committed relationship where he doesn't cheat.
Yeah.
That blew me away.
Yeah. I at first I thought that their relationship was like really strong, but he just seems, again, he seems very insecure for different reasons. And I don't think I would want to be in a relationship with someone who is afraid to be tempted. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna get tempted at some point. Like someone's gonna hit on you, you're gonna be mad at your significant other, and someone's gonna be saying the right thing. And if you don't trust yourself to deal with that and not cheat on them, I have a relationship with you.
Yeah, you know what the funny thing is? You may not believe me, Dior, but I've never been tempted. I have honestly, I can say, never been tempted. I just have never been tempted. But going back to him and what?
You mean to cheat?
I've never been attracted to another man. Yeah, since I met my husband,
I've not been tempted to cheat or anything, but I'm just saying, I guess for what I meant was for men, because women.
Oh, for men, yeah, for men. Very
visual. I think we're more like attached to emotion. So if you don't even allow yourself to develop an emotional relationship with someone, and then that's not every woman, but if you're a person that kind of really builds relationships on emotions, if you don't allow yourself to build an emotional relationship with someone, then it's easy not to choose. But for men,
I know for men it is different, unfortunately. But for women, we are emotional creatures. But what did you think about Sean realized that he is emotionally draining?
I missed that part.
He said that he realizes that because he's so emotional and he's out front with his emotions, that it can be draining towards Laronda.
Yeah, I heard that, and I thought that was interesting, and I had never thought about it that way. I never thought about it that way, but
we all say, I want my man to communicate with me more. I want him to be more emotional and tell me more about what his needs are. But I think to myself, if my man was that emotional and that needy, it would be exhausting because I'm the needy one.
Well, yeah, but that's what I meant. I had never thought of it from that perspective, as far as like a woman being emotional and it being draining to a man. I never thought of it that way.
You know what? I never thought about that way too. Can a woman's neediness be draining towards a man?
Neediness. I don't know. I don't know that that's. That's. I don't feel like all women are needy. I think that's what men say. about women when they express their emotions, and they need to kind of deal with it or try to, resolve an issue in the relationship. They call you needy. Because like at her point, I think she said at some point in the show, they don't know what to do with that. Men are taught to not be vulnerable, not to express emotion. So
especially Black men.
Yeah, when they're hit with emotion, they don't know what to do. And they kind of shut down. And then they're not able to give that emotional support to their significant other. And then issues.
Right.
Eric that's accused of not being emotionally supportive, and Darion accused of not being emotionally supportive. So it's like she said, it's like the balance. You have to find the perfect balance. And
you do.
It has to be hard.
You do. I totally agree with you. You do have to find the perfect balance. Yeah, that is really true. That's a good point, Dior, because it makes me think about myself and what I need to change within myself. Not that it's going to happen, but I can just think about it. So,
we went on a date with Tari.
I
like her dress. I really like her dress. I wanted to take a picture of it so I could Google. Was it Google Lens it?
Oh, did you?
No, I didn't get it.
Oh, I liked her earrings. I thought they were really cute. I really liked her earrings. I loved how confident she is in her short hair. But I think you have to have the right face to wear that type of hairstyle and not look like you're, a lesbian. Yeah, I feel like you have to, I'm just keeping it real. I feel like you have to have the right shape, right confidence, right femininity, that you don't look like you're a lesbian, because you can easily be taken as a lesbian when your hair is that short and cut like a man's hair, straight up.
This is what people.
It is. Is it biased? Is it? Yeah, it is. But that's just my way I think. I don't care.
But I think it looked good on her.
It looked terrific on her. It looked terrific.
Do you believe that because he says like,
I don't think he was attracted to her.
I don't either, or that he connected with her. I don't think he's connected really with anybody.
Me neither.
I don't know if it's him shutting himself off because he's afraid that he might cheat. I don't really believe that that's the reason.
I totally agree with you. Me neither.
I'm just not buying it. But he definitely was like, I'm done going on dates.
I think he was done. He is happy with his woman. He wants his woman. He wants to be in her arms. He wants to feel loved by her. He wants to cry with her and so forth. And he doesn't want to deal with it.
Where he marries her. And
right.
That's something he has to deal with himself. But I guess their date was pretty boring.
I didn't feel like there was anything to their date.
I don't remember anything either. So let's just move on. And I guess the next, so Darion and Lexi talk about.
Wait a second, let me ask you a question. Do you feel like it's kind of fake? Like how happy she is? Like, honey, what makes you think you guys have had this issue for years?
Mm-hmm.
You get on a TV show and after a couple of weeks, you think this stuff is resolved?
Yeah.
And not even that, out of a 6-week show or 7-week show, 5 of those weeks have been pure hell. And all of a sudden it's okay. And you know what? For the most part, most women know when their man has not been faithful. You get that little thing in your head that's going off, that radar. And listening to how Darion's been acting and so forth, I'd have been like, no, something's going on with you because you've just been acting too funky. Too much has been going on. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's probably been through it before.
You think? She knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why she was so upset through this whole entire season, because she knew she couldn't prove it. Excuse me. I'm sorry. But she knew. And so I'm just, I feel sad for her, but he's a talker.
I don't think so. I don't think he's a talker. Nothing he says to me, I'm buying. So I
Nothing
honestly don't know what she's saying for. I don't know. I don't.
because it's not for his appeal,
Mhm.
but he appeals to her.
Mhm. So they talk about what their vision of marriage is, which is, I think, that's another episode. So, what their vision of marriage is. What did we learn? I mean, he said he thinks a kid will lock them in. I'm just like, well, you have no idea what a marriage is then.
You know what that whole discussion was about?
What?
He already knew he done cheated on her. He was saying things and doing things that he knew she would love.
Mm-hmm.
So when it came out, she has something to think about. Do I want to lose? Darion loves me. He gave up the condo. He loves me. I know he cheated on me, but he gave up that condo. That means he loves me. He's talking about marriage, things we never done talked before. And he wants to have a kid with me now too. That's what because he knows he cheated. So he's laying the foundation for, I may have cheated, honey, but you know what? I realized my wrong. I want to be with you. I already done told you I want to marry you and have a baby with you. I got rid of the condo for you, girl.
14 years. If we've not talked about marriage, if we've not had a conversation about it, I don't know what your vision for marriage is. I mean, we wouldn't have made it to 14 years. Like everyone that I've been in a relationship with, we talked about marriage, you know? That's crazy.
It's crazy. So that's why he's talking about marriage now, whereas before he wouldn't. That's why, okay, now he's getting ready to rid of the condo because maybe he realizes now he wants to be with her. But guess what? He realized he done fucked up.
No, it's not that he realized he wanted to be with her. And not to say that he doesn't want to be with her, but he needs to reel her back in a little bit, make her confident in the relationship so he can just go out. I mean, he said it like when they were in the group setting with Dr. Nicole. He said he was a narcissist. And I believe that he's a narcissist. Yeah.
No, he said, you're making me look like a narcissist.
Did he say that or did he say now?
No, he goes, now you're making me look like a narcissist, which means he already thinks of himself. He already knows how he appears. He already is a narcissist. And doctor, you hear him say, Dr. Nicole, I need you to talk me into, tell me why I need to go ahead and propose to her. And because if I don't propose to her, it's done with. And so
you said decision yourself, if you can't come up with a reason why you want to spend your life with me and be committed to me, let's just call it off. Like, don't waste my time. And he wasted her time.
Can you believe you wasted 14 years of my good life? I could have been with somebody else, found somebody else. You went ahead and you had your 3 kids. And now you're talking to me about having a kid? No.
Yeah.
And he's paying child support for those 3 kids. So
let's fast forward to the group meeting, the guy meeting with Dr. Nicole. So I like seeing the guys there because when they're at when they're discussing how their dates were in that little couple setting, it's nice to see how they like respond and interact and their facial expressions towards the other couple situation. But it was nice to see the 3 guys together. And I don't think that's something they did last season.
Right.
So I like that. I hope they do it at some point with the women. I just like that. It reminds me of Married at First Sight when the men and women get together. I like it. I don't know why.
I like it. I feel like the men can be more themselves when it's a group of them than with the women.
It was like one thing I really liked was when Darion was just not getting the point about something. I think when that's what I was saying. Like to the point of him being a narcissist. Because when Dr. Nicole said, you know, you basically that you took 14 years of her life, and he was just like, what about me? It was my 14 years too. But you made the decision to keep the relationship stagnant. She was, she was doing whatever you wanted to do. She,
Mm-hmm.
she didn't have the ability to say, no, we have to get married, or, let's get married, because if you didn't agree to it, y'all weren't doing it.
Right. Isn't it amazing that Dr. Nicole says the same thing over and over again, that the men control the temperature of the relationship, of the household?
But when she said that, he was just like, what about me? And I really like that Sean said, no, you're not getting the point. This is what she means. And I really appreciated that, because it's good for men to hear that.
Another man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what did you think about the date?
What date?
The last date, his closure date, Darion's closure date.
So at the beginning of the episode, when he was like, oh, let's not call it a date. I'm just gonna, we're just gonna have closure. I was like, they knew what happened. That's why they made them do this. Because why they have to do this? They have to do this. They knew what happened.
That was so sad.
What? That
they knew and did it anyways. I 100% believe that you are correct, that they knew. It's so.
I think because of the nature of the experiment, they had to kind of let her know in some way. But I mean, you go on a show to fix your relationship and you sleep with the experiment. Like, of all the women you could have slept with, you could have went on this date with Kai and then been sleeping with another woman on the side that's not part of the show. But you sleep with the woman that's on the show. You take her out on 4 or 5 dates, and then you are gonna have closure and you think everything's gonna be okay.
I'm going to tell you something. He knew all along that he was wrong, and that's why he was saying the crap he was saying throughout the whole show, trying to make it be about her and so forth. And he is so desperate for attention that he took any attention he could get. Because to me, and it's just me, Kai isn't worth me throwing away Lexi.
Definitely not.
No, so you were just so hyped that somebody wanted your raggedy butt, because he sure isn't handsome. His face looks like it's been through quite a bit. I was like, something just came out of my mouth, because I was like, you need to sit your ass down somewhere and be happy you got somebody as pretty as Lexi talking to you and wanting to be with you. Because after 14 years of cheating, because I know he's cheated on her a whole bunch. I was like, man.
Especially with her whole condo.
Girl, I was like, nothing could get me to come back on that show with him there.
Yeah, so we see.
And if he would have grabbed to hold my hand like that and say, I would have taken my other hand and just slapped the shit out of him. Seriously.
I think we need to explain to our viewers, maybe someone's watching that doesn't watch it.
Yes, please go ahead, explain, because I'm just too upset.
So Darion, met with Kai, which is a woman he had taken on a few dates, to give her closure. So basically explain why he was choosing not to date her anymore.
True.
She comes there, she's like, oh, you ghosted me for 10 days. So he hadn't spoken to her in 10 days. And she's like, now you invite me here. And he basically told her that, I'm trying to keep the peace at home. And, when I told her I was going to get rid of the condo, I really liked how that felt in our relationship. And, basically that she's uncomfortable with him seeing her, with him seeing her. And that's why he was ending the relationship. And she's like, well, why, basically you slept with me. So she reveals that he slept with her. They had good sex, is what she said.
And let me tell you, and then she said, and then she had her you know, her, what do they call it, solo moment, when you just talk by yourself. She was like, and he's not gonna pretend that, he's not gonna deny it. There's no denying it. There's no none of this. It didn't happen. Da da da. And I was just like, wow.
I mean, women would take kindly to that, you know?
No, but honey, Kai, you were a side piece. Stay in your place. Stay in your place.
Like texting her, calling her.
But you're still a side piece. He's been with her for 14 years. Stay in your place and know that it's going to end. You're not going to get the man.
At this point, Alexi's probably a side piece. She definitely not his wife. He's not trying to like.
No, Lexi, she may be the main piece, but yes, there are other side pieces. And I could never. Why would you want to have a man? Why would you want to have a baby with him? A baby is not going to make him stay faithful. Did it make him stay faithful to the two other baby mamas? No, honey, you need to realize and value yourself more than what you're doing, because you've been with that man for 14 years. You gave up your professional career for him, and this is how he does you. No, ain't no dick that good. Sorry.
Well, so that kind of ends the show. Like, you know,
we're left hanging.
She revealed that, that they had sex, and then we see scenes for the next episode where Lexi apparently knows that he cheated, and we hope that we find out how she found out. Did the producers tell her? Did they make him go tell her? But I know one thing, after I found out, I'm not sitting in front of cameras with you. You're not gonna come apologize to me, tell me why you did it. Like, take these cameras, take this mic, I'm done, okay?
And that's you being polite, because I'd have been on that show. I'd have walked on that show with that stage. Oh my God. Good. I would have beat his ass that day in front of everybody. What?
This is not about this show, but Life After Lockup. Have you ever watched Love After Lockup?
I saw one episode of it,
okay,
but I just couldn't get into dating a prison man.
Well, they have like a spinoff, which is Life After Lockup. So it's like, you know, future seasons with the same couples. And I was watching it last night, and one of the women thought that her husband, she married the guy, the prisoner, or the ex-convict, she thought that he was cheating on her because she found condoms in his coat pocket. Bruh. Like, first of all, they set up that whole story. Because like the whole thing is like the whole day she was saying that she needed to talk to him. She sent her kids away. Then she came back and she was like, "Is that your coat over there?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, look in the pocket." And he pulled out some condoms. She got off the bed and charged. She beat him. She was just like punching him. I was like, oh my God.
So she sent her kids out because she knew she was about to get buck wild.
She went off.
That's me. I kid you the fuck not. That's exactly what would happen, because I would not play with anybody.
That was awesome.
Did you like, I bet you were just like, oh my God.
Because I was trying to look at his facial expression. Because I guess I really like, you know, appreciate a man that's able to control himself. Because like, if anyone attacks you, of course you want to like attack back. So a man that can like he didn't like try to throw her off. Like, he wasn't aggressive towards her anyway. He was just like blocking, and he tried to just like distance her a little bit. But so I was looking at his facial expressions, but whoa, she went in on him. That's
wow. Makes me want to go watch that show now.
I can tell you what episode it is. You can just watch the episode. But yeah, I think that ends our show for today.
It sure does, everyone.
It'll be juicy, hopefully. I think we're coming to the end, so soon they're going to be making decisions. I'm sure about Sean and Laronda, but I know the other two couples are not going to stay together or get married.
Right. I think Sean and Laronda will stay together. I don't think they'll get married anytime soon, but I think they will stay together.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess I'll just take it away. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, comment below, hit the notification bell, follow us on Instagram at
The Real on the Real.
our Instagram. Until next time, bye.
Bye, everybody. See you on Sunday when we review Housewives of the Potomac.
Bye.
Bye.